Up till now, we only witnessed the trash and junk on Earth. Have you ever wondered about satellites being destroyed in space? Do you know where the broken pieces go? As crazy as this question may sound, have you ever wondered where astronauts dump their pee? In this video, we'll answer all these questions and the 8 weird pieces of space junk lost in space. Keep watching till the end of this video to find out the answers. Firstly, is trash only a problem on Earth? Humans have polluted the Earth's air, land, and oceans, and now we're starting to contaminate the Earth's orbit with space debris. A portion of every rocket humans have sent into orbit is still out there. Over the past 50 years, humans have traveled into space and left various trash behind. There's been a lot of trash left in space, ranging in size from small bolts to entire space stations. There's a lot of stuff up there, but we can only imagine what this trash is, and how does it affect space. Since humans created the first satellite, space junk has been accumulating. The momentous occasion marked the start of the space age as people started exploring increasingly farther from their home planet to space. However, this also means that we've left our imprint on space in the form of trash. The debris includes the satellite's broken bodies and the rocket stages that launch them into orbit. It also has smaller fragments lost to space, such as paint flakes that come off gadgets' exteriors, nuts and bolts, trash bags, a lens cap, spatula, screwdriver, and even urine. Astronauts have witnessed the junk. Up next, what dangers does space debris pose to space exploration? Trash harms the environment on Earth, but is it the same in space too? Fortunately, space trash doesn't severely threaten scientists' exploration efforts. Instead, it's the most significant threat to the satellites that are in orbit. As a result, these satellites must move out of the path to avoid being hit, damaged, or destroyed. Are you still thinking about how it will affect Earth? According to a phenomenon known as the Kessler syndrome, when there's too much trash in Earth's orbit, it keeps producing more and more space debris, which is exceptionally problematic for astronauts, satellites, and mission planners. Suppose the following. When a spy satellite is destroyed, a swarm of debris is sent into Earth's orbit, which causes more and more damage as it rounds the globe. The cloud engulfs a handful of communications satellites, and with each violent collision, more debris is produced. It's a good time for countries to take measures to stop this as it's causing havoc in space. Right, guys? The question arises, can it be removed from space? Coming right up, what are the weird pieces of junk found in space? Number 1 is the spatula. It got lost while spacewalking scientist Piers Sellers spread some gunk to evaluate the effectiveness of heat shield repair materials. The accident happened on the STS-121 mission of the Space Shuttle Discovery in 2006, which was headed to the International Space Station to test new safety procedures in the wake of the 2003 Columbia accident. Isn't it pretty surprising? Imagine astronauts finding it years later in the form of a cluster of debris in the Earth's orbit. Not impressive at all. Next, number 2, pee. Most astronauts' pee has simply been thrown overboard over the years. Pee instantly freezes into tiny crystals when it encounters the cold vacuum of space and floats around as trash. Number 3 is attempting to fix a jammed gear on a space station. Solar astronaut Heidi Stefanishin Piper slipped her hold on a tool bag, which got lost in space. Number 4 is a glove that got lost by the initial American spacewalker. Ed White lost a glove during his first extravehicular exercise on the 1965 Gemini 4 mission, beginning a long tradition of astronauts misplacing things in space. Before catching fire in Earth's atmosphere, the glove orbited the planet for almost a month. Number 5 is a tank of ammonia which got lost on purpose for an experiment. However, the results were largely unclear. Number 6 is a pair of pliers, which also got lost while repairing a damaged solar array. Number 7, a camera which sadly drifted away. Last but not least, number 8 is true but weird. Gene Roddenberry's ashes. His ashes were an ellipstick-sized capsule that orbited the Earth before ultimately exploding in the atmosphere. Up next, where does this junk go in space? Do we wonder if the junk keeps swimming in space? Yes, junk like spatula, tool bags, gloves, pliers, and many more are there, with many other countless artificial things floating in space thousands of miles away. They're currently orbiting the Earth and are referred to as space garbage. A few startup businesses are attempting to solve the problem of space trash, even though very few people are doing so. Sadly, there isn't much of a market for collecting rubbish from space. Trash removal is difficult on Earth, and it's far more complex in space. As with most issues, it seems like a good idea to approach the problem of space debris head-on. If we do nothing, the case will only worsen as humans send more and more rockets and astronauts lose more and more things into orbit. Therefore, we must address the space debris issue as soon as possible if we're serious about space travel. Keep watching along closely. We're about to tell you everything you need to know about how the space junk problem might be reduced. The answer is shocking, so don't go anywhere. So, can we halt the launch of objects into space? We're all aware that if we want to secure the future of our generation in this world, we need to stop this pollution not only on Earth, but in space too. But the question is, how can we do that? There's a lot of garbage up there. However, some of it will eventually lose altitude and burn up in the Earth's atmosphere. The amount of space debris still in low Earth orbit is so tremendous that it will probably continue to grow over centuries as orbiting pieces crash, even in the absence of new launches or significant explosions. According to computer projections, the amount of debris more significant than 8 inches wide will multiply by 1.5 during the next 200 years, but the number of tiny particles will rise much further. Waste under 4 inches will increase by a number of 13 to 20, while debris between 4 and 8 inches will multiply by 3.2 times. Pretty shocking. How is this possible? We guess science is the answer to all. A review of the state of space junk reviewed in Science Notes. In reality, the situation will undoubtedly be worse because spacecraft in their orbital stages will continue to be launched. Our dependence on the expanding network of satellites above has grown. We utilize them for telecommunication, navigation, weather prediction, and many more purposes in addition to science. Therefore, instead of stopping upcoming launches, experts have been looking into a number of ways to both eliminate and minimize space debris. Lastly, space junk is a huge problem, but is it being reduced? The range of ideas for controlling space debris frequently sounds more like science fiction than real solutions. You'll be shocked to hear where the science is headed to. The precautions have been taken to reduce space junk like the ones seen in movies. Fascinating. The electrodynamic tether, a 6 football field long electronic space whip being tested by JAXA, the Japanese Space Agency, EDT, has a 44-pound weight that caps the roughly 2,300 foot long electric cable. When used, it's meant to launch trash from orbit so that it burns up in the atmosphere of the planet. This is pretty cool, as it will remove the debris from space and result in fewer collisions with the satellites. And it's not the only choice available. Giant magnets and nets are a few further suggestions for safely reducing the expanding debris cloud. In addition, many countries are approaching the issue from the opposite angle, ensuring that any future artificial orbiters dispatched to rise above the surface of the Earth have a suitable end-of-life plan to prevent the expanding cloud of junk surrounding our home planet. In order to retrieve a massive piece of space debris, a spacecraft is launched into low Earth orbit, LEO. After capturing the rubble, the spacecraft would launch into Earth's orbit and burn up as it approached the planet. This technique might help remove the bulkier trash, like obsolete rocket upper stages. However, collecting smaller space debris items is unlikely to be cost-effective. One concept is to develop a spaceship that can gather a number of space debris items simultaneously before entering Earth's atmosphere. That's all for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, do consider clicking the like button and subscribing to this channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you never miss out on any hot news and stay aware of the events going on in the world. So, what do you think about the weird pieces of junk lost in space? Do tell us your thoughts about it in the comments section. And thanks for watching.